Hello everyone. Welcome back to the video on another storytime video on my channel. So I figured I'd read another book from the Matt Christopher Sports series. This book I remember reading back in 8th grade during my 8th grade year of middle school. I thought this book was a pretty good one in my opinion. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I enjoyed reading it. So I figured I'd read it here on the channel. So the book is called Stealing Home by Matt Christopher. Has 13 chapters. So I figured I'd start with the first chapter and, go from there. And because I thought this book was entertaining when I read it for the first time in middle school. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought the storyline was pretty good. I thought it was another good story in the sports series. I thought it was a good book. I thought it was interesting to read, so I figured I'd read it here on the channel and see what you guys think. So let's read it. Chapter 1 of Stealing Home by Matt Christopher. Let's read the synopsis first. Joey is in for a big surprise. Joey Gallagher is on top of the world. When his team's pitcher is injured, he steps onto the mound and helps them win a crucial game. But his good mood ends abruptly when his mother announces that the exchange student they've been waiting for is due to arrive in a week. Joey is less than thrilled with the prospect of getting to know the newcomer. When he learns that the boy's name is Jesus, or Jesus I should say, he's sure the new kid will never fit in and that he will be dragged down with him. But Jesus turns out to be much more than Joey expected. Okay, let's start reading then. Chapter 1. Joey Gallagher bounced up and down on the balls of his feet. He pounded his mitt with his right fist and stared in toward home plate from deep center field, ready to catch the ball that came his way. Nicky Caniello, the Marlins pitcher, reared back and fired the ball so hard that he went airborne for a second. The Oriole batter, with his bright orange helmet, swung a second too late. The ball smacked the catcher's mitt, sending a cloud of powdery dust. The batter fell to his knees in a twisted, frustrated heap. "Strike two!" the umpire yelled. Parents clapped and yelled on both sides of the field. Joey bounced up and down on the balls of his feet some more and looked around him. In left field, Huey Brewster had his glove hand on his hip. Ellis Suggs, in right, was digging a hole in the outfield grass with his cleats. What is he doing? Looking for worms? Joey asked himself disgustedly. Neither of the other two outfielders looked prepared. And why should they be? None of the Orioles was going to hit Nicky Caniello's fastball. Nobody ever did. Still, it was important to be ready. Joey shook his head and turned his attention back toward the plate. Nicky went to his windup and fired another unhittable blur. "Strike three! You're out!" the umpire said with gusto. It was impossible not to appreciate Nicky's awesome talent. Even umpires weren't supposed to take sides. The batter threw down his bat in disgust and marched back to the bench. Nicky Caniello stepped off the mound, all 6'1" of him. He whirled his pitching arm round and rounded like a windmill, keeping it loose. Too bad league rules didn't let teams use one pitcher all the time. The Marlins could use Nicky only for 3 innings per 6-inning game. The first 3 innings? Too bad league rules didn't let teams use one pitcher all the time. The Marlins could use Nicky only for 3 innings per 6-inning game. The first 3 innings? Well, those were the Marlins' biggest problem. Starter Matt Lowe was pretty accurate, but he got hit around a lot. The Marlins could only hope to stay close till Nicky took the mound in the 4th inning. If they were ahead by then, it was curtains for the other team. Like today, they were up 2-0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. One more batter, then 2 more innings, and the Marlins would be 4-0, a perfect record. Sure, the season was young and a lot could still happen, but so far Coach Joe Buccino had come up with the perfect formula for success. Hang on for 3, then bring on Nicky. 3 wins, no losses. In the last 3 innings of each game with Nicky on the mound have been mad boring for all the Marlins fielders. Nobody got any action except P. Alessandra, the catcher. Joey had lots of time to think out there in center field. He thought about last year in 6th grade when he pitched and played shortstop for the Mets. This year he'd moved up a league. Most of the Marlins were 8th graders, much bigger than he was. Joey felt lucky. At least he got to play most of every game. The other 7th graders usually rode the bench till Nicky time, never saw any balls hit to them at all. Still, Joey kept bouncing. Gotta stay ready. Never know when you're going to get your big chance, he muttered under his breath. The next hitter came up for the Orioles. It was their big bat, Andy Norton. Joey was friends with him, sort of. They were both 7th graders, and they had history, English, and gym together. Joey knew that Andy was leading the league in home runs because Andy never missed a chance to brag about it. Joey couldn't wait to see Nicky Caniello strike him out. Keep on bouncing, he sang softly to himself. Gotta stay ready. Never know when it's coming to you. Yeah, right. Like anyone was ever gonna hit Nicky, and then in an instant, everything changed. And then in an instant, everything changed. Andy Norton squeezed his eyes shut and swung. Smack! The bat hit the ball dead on. It rocketed toward the mound, where it hit Nicky right in the pitching arm. There was a sickening sound on impact, and the ball ricocheted all the way to first base. Charlie Morgenstern picked it up and stepped on the bag to end the inning, but no one was watching, not even the umpire. Everyone was crowding around the mound where Nicky Candelo had fallen in a heap. Joey could hear Coach Pacino yelling for someone to call 911 asking if there was a doctor in the stands. Joey was so surprised that someone hit the ball that it was a full 10 seconds before he raced toward the mound. He got there just in time to see Nicky being helped to his feet. The Marlins star pitcher was sobbing, grabbing his arm with his glove hand. Joey was stunned. It must be bad if a kid like Nicky Candelo was crying. They walked him over to the bench and put a cold pad in the spot where the ball had hit. Nicky was calmer now, but he could still see him sniffing back tears. Sirens sounded in the distance. Joey edged closer. Now you could see the ugly swollen purple bruise on Nicky's upper arm. He can make a fist and bend the elbow, said one of the parents. That's a good sign, but he'll still have to get x-rayed to make sure nothing's broken. Nicky's teammates clapped for him as Coach Pacino led him to the ambulance. Everyone wished him good luck at the hospital. I'll be okay, he assured them bravely. Hey, you guys, win this one for me, okay? They all promised to do that. But how? They're only up at 2 runs, and Matt Lowe already pitched his 3 innings. Who's going to pitch the next 2 innings? Coach Pacino asked his team as they gathered around the bench. A sea of willing but incapable hands went up. Joey stuck up his hand, too. Coach Pacino stroked the little beard of his chin and squinted, looking doubtfully down the line of them. His eyes came to rest on Joey. Gallagher, he said. Did you say you used to pitch last year? Uh-huh, Joey said. Okay, you're it. Coach Pacino put the ball in Joey's hand, mitt, and squeezed both of his hands. Just get it over the plate. It's okay if they hit it. That's what your fielders are for. Joey nodded and swallowed hard. He rubbed up the ball and tried to remember how he used to pitch way back in the old days last year. They started warming up his arm, soft tossing the ball to Pete on the sidelines. The Marlins went down quickly at bat. Before he knew it, it was time to get out on the mound. Funny, but the minute he got up there, he didn't feel nervous anymore. His team had a 2-run lead, didn't they? Besides, he felt like he couldn't lose no matter what happened. If he pitched badly and they lost, he had the perfect excuse. Hey, I wasn't prepared, he could say. I didn't have any practice. On the other hand, if he had the least bit of success up there, he focused in on Pete Alessandra's great big catcher's mitt, reared back and through. The hitter swung hard, popped it up, and Charlie Morgenstern caught the ball in foul territory. 1 out already, on only 1 pitch. Joey drank in his teammates' cheers. They were behind him all the way. He could feel it. He bore down on the next hitter and threw another meatball right over home plate. Thwack! A line drive to right field. It had been Nicky pitching. Ellis Suggs would have been caught napping, digging holes with his cleats in the outfield grass. But, because Joey Nobody was on the mound, everyone was ready for anything. Suggs got his carcass moving just in time to make a diving play on the liner, and there were 2 out. All right, Joey yelled, totally pumped now. If Ellis Suggs could make a play like that, then surely he, Joey Gallagher, could get 4 more batters out. He threw a changeup on the first pitch to the next hitter and caught the over-anxious Oriole off guard. Swinging too soon, he popped up to Joey, and the inning was over. Joey could scarcely believe it. 3 outs on 3 pitches. This is the 7th, 8th grade/8th grade league. Quickly contained his urge to celebrate. There was still 1 more inning to go. He walked to the bench, barely acknowledging his teammates' cheers and back slaps. The Marlins again went down quickly at the plate. The Orioles weren't 3-0 for nothing. Even if they lost today, they'd still be in second place to the Marlins. The number 1 pitcher was still out there, and while he was no Nicky Candelo, he was still pretty tough to hit. Joey got back on the mound and blew out a big, deep breath. This was it. This could be his day of glory to remember forever. All he'd do is get 3 outs where the Orioles scored 2 runs. The first batter fouled off 6 pitches and finally worked out a walk. The next batter lined a sharp single up the middle. The run on first put on the gas. Before Joey knew what had hit him, there were Orioles on first and third with the top of the order coming up, and he still needed 3 outs. Coach Pacino trotted out to talk to him. You okay, kid? He asked. I'm okay. Are you going to get this next guy out? Uh-huh. How are you going to do that? I'm going to make him hit it, Joey said, remembering. That's right. You can't get 3 outs at once. Just get him 1 at a time, and never mind that run on third base. It means nothing. Just throw it over the plate. We don't want Alexander digging the pitches out of the dirt. Next thing you know, the guy on first is stealing second and getting in scoring position. So throw some strikes, okay? Okay. Go get him. Joey blew out another big breath. He stared at Pete's big catcher's mitt and threw a really slow changeup. The hitter's eyes nearly popped out of his head as he swung, but he was way too early. The ball was only halfway to the plate. He finished his swinging completely before it even hit the catcher's mitt. Strike 1, the umpire yelled. Try that again, you wimp, the batter called to him. Yeah, Joey yelled back. You want another one? He reared back and threw as hard as high as he dared. The batter, taken totally by surprise, swung in air again. Steer right, too, the umpire said. All right, the batter said, spitting in the dirt. You're dead meat now. He waggled his bat over his shoulder. Now Joey threw him the second changeup he promised him, and this one was even slower than the first. The batter started to swing, then stopped it midway when he realized what was coming. He tried to restart his swing, but there was so little force left behind it that he hit a soft grounder right back to the mound. Joey grabbed it, turned, and threw to second. Shortstop Jordan Halpin took the throw, stepped on the bag ahead of the runner, then threw to first in plenty of time for the double play. Yes, Joey screamed, throwing his mitt high in the air. The game wasn't over yet, though, and the runner on third had scored to make it a 2-1 game. Still, the bases are empty, and if you got this batter out, or even the next one, he would have to face Andy Norton. Joey went after the hitter, throwing nothing but fastballs. On the third one, the Oriole hit a harmless grounder to Charlie Morgenstern, who stepped on the bag to end the game. Sweet. We won! I can't believe it! We won! We won! I can't believe it! We won! All the Marlins shouted. They mobbed Joey on the mound, picked him up, and marched him around the infield on their shoulders. Joey the hero. Yes. The short, skinny kid with the freckles. The puny 7th grader who put it to the Orioles when Nicky Candelo went down. It was only one day in his life, but try as he might, Joey cannot remember a better one. Coach Pacino gathered the Marlins around him afterward. Okay, guys, this was a great victory, he said as he put away the team's equipment. We've got a lot of baseball to play yet this season, and we may be without Nicky for a lot of it, maybe all of it. For now, Gallagher is our second pitcher. A big round of applause greeted this news. If we all keep playing like this, we'll still make the playoffs. Let's do it for Nicky. Everyone cheered, exchanged high fives, then ran toward the line of cars that were waiting at the curb. Joey, still practically floating, was headed for his mom's old bomb of a station wagon. Wait till he told her what had happened. Hi, Mom, he said, hurling himself into the seat beside her. Hi, honey, she said, giving him a quick hug and kiss. Hi, honey, she said, giving him a quick hug and kiss. Guess what? I don't know, he said, thrown off. Hey, Mom, the papers came through, Joey. The papers? Yes, isn't that exciting? We're picking up your new brother next week. Okay, so that's chapter 1 of Stealing Home by Matt Christopher. Take care, everybody. Another video from my Storytime channel.